link to start with, then we go somewhere else. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct.
There's
If
a
you're going to be
tournament
playing,
link and the Zoom link.
I'm only going to be a lurker, so how does that work for me?
Basically, you're just hanging out here.
Just stay here and don't go to the other one.
Correct.
Okay.
this will
Correct.
lead the way. Yep.
Okay, great. Anyway, happy to see everybody and happy to put this together.
So Matthew and Jason, do you want to kick things off?
Sure. I would love to, wait a little bit as people are rolling in, but whoever's here now, I'd love to have you in the chat box. Just mention your Ivy League affiliation and the year that you graduated. I think that would be amazing just to see all the names come up. We've recorded people from every Ivy League school except for Brown, I believe. Matt, you want to chime in there? But
yeah, no Brown. I didn't see Yale either. A bunch of Cornell, Penn, Columbia, Harvard, Princeton.
so if we can find any of you guys have a second degree from Brown or Yale, give us a shout out, because I really need to load the deck here and say that we had every school, even though we might not. So I would love just to see if you guys go in the chat and do that for us. That would be great, especially the year that you might have graduated, to see all the years and all the different age groups. We do have a big variety today. And I love some of your stories. Some of you, when you signed up, mentioned famous players that you played with, that you knew, tournaments or things that, in your history with chess. So I'm so glad that this tournament has brought us all together here. And I know it's going to be a lot of fun today.
And if
So, Matt,
anyone
go ahead.
also has
Go
any ideas just about, things you might, kind of want to get out of this on the side as well, that would be great. And yeah, really, thank you so much, everyone, for signing up and being here.
Evan, you want to start with just some intros on yourself, and then you can hand it back to us to intro, and we'll hand it back to you after that.
Yeah, that sounds great. So, hello, everyone. My name is Evan Rabin. I'm a national chess master and owner of Premier Chess, which is an organization that actually has 48 great instructors. We do a lot of school programs, a lot of corporate classes, a lot of private lessons, and really, we, for all ages, really give everyone a creative outlet to improve, their critical thinking skills, intuition skills, and development through the game. So we've done classes for Google, Citigroup, BC Partners, a private equity firm, a bunch of other companies, and really actually want to thank my good friend Marty Katz here, who is a branding specialist, and he's actually been on my podcast a couple months ago. And he's actually the one who connected me to the Columbia team here to host this, really wonderful event. When I first started talking to them, I honestly thought we would be, maybe doing like just one little class or something. I didn't exactly know, but here we are, with this great all Ivy event. And yeah, it's great to see representation from all the schools coming together. I am based myself in New York. I graduated from Brandeis in 2012 with a degree in Business and International Global Studies, and started Premier Chess 4 years ago. So I do have two of my close colleagues here today. We have Brian Wilmeth is our Director of Virtual Programs. He's also a national expert in New York. We met actually through a mutual friend, Graham Dobbin, who does a lot of big corporate trainings. And Grandmaster Mark Paragua is obviously a very strong player. He has the highest, just so everyone knows, right? A lot of people actually call me a Grandmaster all the time. When they first meet me, I'm not. I have the highest title you could get in the country. Mark basically has the highest title you could get in the world. So I'm in sort of the, top of the players in the world, but Mark really is in the elite. He actually normally teaches our adult advanced class. We grabbed him from that tonight, and got another grandmaster to sub for that class. And yeah, we have Mark here, and yeah, he's going to be doing some great commentary. And of course, as most of you know, we also have a very special Q&A with Bruce Pandolfini, who was actually the advisor for Queen's Gambit. But anyway, I'll introduce him a little later on. But he's a great guy. And who here has seen the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer?
Ooh.
Right? So Bruce was the teacher in the movie. So if you didn't know who Bruce was before, now you definitely know who Bruce is. So he'll be here shortly. So yeah, Matthew and Jason, you want to say some words?
Sure. Thank you, Evan, and definitely Marty Katz. Thanks for the introduction to Evan. Really appreciate all your guidance through this. Couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you.
And Grandmaster Mark, so honored to have you with us as well. We're a small group, but I think we have a really great group here who's eager just to get your commentary, get your education and analysis of games, and it would be wonderful just to ask questions. So I feel free, everyone. This is a fun tournament. This is not something where take so serious. We want to be able to have you leverage all the people involved today. So if you have any questions, go throw it in the chat, and we'd be happy to. Also, we're having a separate room, right, for questions and learning sessions. So please feel free to do that at any point during your play. So my name is Jason DeLuca. I'm the president of the Columbia University Club of New Jersey. We're one of the largest alumni clubs of Columbia in the United States. We have a database of over 20,000 members, and we've been doing this, Matthew and I, for the last 4 or 5 years. Matthew Waldman, our treasurer, is here today. I'll have him say some words as well. But right now, I just wanted to explain a little bit about our club first and hand it over to Matt. Our club has about 50 events a year. Used to have about 20 events that were all in person, but with COVID, we've pivoted to having a lot of wonderful events like this that are all online. What spurred this on was our love for competition amongst the Ivy League schools, and how can we do that safely through a very popular game? Why not chess? So that is where we landed here. We thought it'd be a great idea, and then we met Evan, and everything else was where we are today. We did do a poker event and was very successful, but we always loved chess, and if we always could have a competition and a Q&A and a session with some wonderful mind in the chess world, that was one of our goals. So we're just so honored to have someone like that today, involve Bruce Pandolfini, just to have one of the most experienced chess teachers really in the country to ask questions to is a great honor. If you love chess, it's just to have someone like that, then you'll be able to meet him later. So yeah, those two things combined was our goal. We were able to actually get it done, thankfully, because of Evan and the team. So thank you again. Thank you, Matt Waldman, for your help in putting this together as well. Also wanted to thank the team at the Columbia Club of New York. We really partnered with them as well with promoting this. Want to thank Jennifer Shaw over there, James Profestas, and James Gurkas for all their support and help with putting this together, being on the planning committee to help us get where we are today. So thank you to all those folks to make this happen. So Matt, let me just turn it over to you, and you can tell us a little bit more about the club, about yourself, and then we'll probably get started from there.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. And Evan, thanks to you for all the time you spent with us on calls, going over the details. We really are excited to put this event on today. Matthew Waldman, Columbia College class of 2002. I was a baseball player and have realized that the days of playing a sport like that is for the youth. And I've put that behind me and moved on. But you never lose that competitiveness. And we try to put on different types of competitions in between the Ivy League schools in the area. And a few years ago, we started with this all Ivy competition. And our first one was the All Ivy Tennis Invitational. We had no idea how it was going to go, but we ended up selling out over 50 spots. People loved it, and it became an annual event. So we've moved on and tried other types of events, mostly in-person sports, until the pandemic hit. So earlier this year, a few months ago, we had the first All Ivy Poker Invitational. We had over 150 signups, and it was unbelievable because what we realized is a lot of people these days are just tired of listening to Zoom seminars and want something a little more interactive. So to combine this element of competition with something a little bit different, we were really lucky and glad to meet Evan and his team, and are very excited to kick this off. Jason said, yes, it's a fun event. We want to have all of our questions answered. We want to learn more about chess and get better, but I also want to see who's going to win this. And just based on a lot of the emails that we field, it's really interesting learning about people's chess backgrounds, whether they were chess teams or asking about other players' rankings. I want to see how good people really are, because I know that I've started playing online chess on some of these apps, and I thought I was pretty good. And then I go on at 9, 10 at night, and I get absolutely wiped out. So I've decided not to even play. I'm not going to even fool myself.
Matt, I want to second that, Matt. I too go on one of these chess apps, and I think I'm, hot stuff, and I get wiped out at 2 a.m. from random Russian guys. So I am with you too. But let me just tell you this that I wanted to share. There are people who I guess I can see through the email, but I just feel like there's a few people who've emailed us and said pretty much, I'm going to win. I just need to know where to send the trophy. Like, there's a few people upon signing up just had a very strong air of, yes, this is my tournament. I am going to win this. So, so I feel like there are a few people who it's going to get very competitive tonight. I can't wait to the finals to see which Ivy League school affiliation will be champion and which person will take home the crown for All Ivy Chess Invitational champion.
And I think that once we get to know each other a little better and everyone starts knowing each other's games, then perhaps in the second annual All Ivy Chess Invitational, we can start having a spread and some favorites, and really try to. We'll ask Grandmaster Mark and Evan and Brian for what they think about who the leader should be. So I'm not going to keep everyone up any longer, hold us up any longer. Very excited to see the action and to learn a lot and to get better myself. So thanks everyone for helping put this together.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick little spiel. I was gonna do a little longer actually, and then it just time got in the way. So just real quick, I got a little bit of slides here. So this is me, very early on. This a few years later, me winning a national championship. Many of you might know this is Chess Life. It's the national chess magazine. That's me with my bushy head of hair in the middle. This is 2 years ago at UBS. And I wanted to talk just like very, very, very high level before we begin the tournament and just talk a little bit about how business and chess actually relate to each other. Right. So I know we have different levels here from, people who have, played very little chess to, Grandmaster Mark Faragua here. But who could tell me, who is a better position here? White or black?
White.
Right. White clearly has a better position. Right. Because he has all of his pieces out. Right. All of his employees are developed. They're all taking initiative. Right. And they're all doing a job, right? Black's employees, on the other hand, are not doing anything. Okay, so I want to talk very quickly about chess and finance and how they relate to each other. Grandmaster Mark Paragua actually a couple weeks ago in the adult advanced class did a great lecture actually about queen sacrifices. And he basically spoke about how, when you sacrifice a queen, right, you need to certainly get a good return on investment, right? You can't just sacrifice a queen and say like, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to get some sort of compensation here. And even a pawn, right? You can't, sacrifice and just, right? So if you're giving something, right, even a pawn, well, you better know you're going to get something very, very clear in return for that. So, trivia question. I will send a magnetic chess set to the person who gets this correct. Who is the guy in the middle? You could type it in the chat or you could shout it out.
Peter Thiel.
Wow. And that was Philippe who said that?
Yes.
All right. Congratulations. Send an email, evan@premierchess.com with your address, and we'll get you a magnetic chess set.
Thank you.
So, could anyone say, what big chess move, what strategic decision did he make? Right. So many of you might not know Peter Thiel. He's the founder of PayPal, but he actually made a big strategic decision that actually led to the founding of PayPal. So he was actually bidding against Elon Musk to sell a solution to eBay. And they basically decided that Peter Thiel would make a chess move and offer a draw and offer a merger. And they both made billions and PayPal was formed. So a lot of it actually was, the ability to, make a chess move in business. Okay, so just real quick, we have like 3 minutes here. I'm going to, as quickly as possible in 3 minutes, give a quick little spiel about thought process. Normally, this is a lesson that takes, a good hour. Okay, but I'm going to bring it into 2 minutes. And basically, right, in any chess move, the first thing you really want to do is you want to write down your opponent's move. Then you want to ask yourself why he went there. Well, in this position, White played queen h5. He did that because he wanted to bring out his queen. He wanted to attack this pawn on e5. And if White had another turn, he would play queen takes e5. So now, the next thing you need to do is you need to come up with candidate moves. Okay, candidate moves are moves that respond to whatever it is that your opponent is trying to do. And they also go ahead and ideally improve your own position, right? So you wouldn't even consider a move like knight f6, right? It might be tempting because you're threatening the queen on h5, but of course it doesn't stop White from playing queen takes e5 check. So rather, you're going to consider moves like knight c6, d6, bishop d6, and a couple other moves that all actually respond to the threat of queen takes e5 check. So then you're going to look at each move in a little bit more detail and really figure out which move has the biggest return on investment. Now, a lot of these moves are good, right? Like d6, it's good, but okay, it blocks in the bishop on f8. Okay, the best move is knight c6. Okay, and then you want to think about, right, if you find a good move, is it the best move? Lastly, you want to do a big blunder check where you're making sure that you didn't make any big mistakes. Okay, so that, of course, was really, really express. If anyone actually emails me afterwards, too, I could actually send you a white paper that talks about everything. But it is actually 7:19, so we're going to try to get the tournament started promptly at 7:20.
Or could you put your email in the chat?
Yeah, Brian, could you do that for me? So yeah, we're going to get the tournament started. And Brian, could you also copy and paste the tournament link in there? It was actually also sent out to everyone beforehand, I know. But here also is the tournament link. So if you're not registered currently, there are 25 people in there right now. Matthew, how many people are registered for the tournament?
A bit over 30.
Okay, so there should be about 5 of you that registered to compete in the tournament, but are not in there currently. So if anyone is having issues, yeah, let me know.
Right now we have 43 participants who are with us, so not sure how many percent are playing, but please go ahead and log in. If you have any issues, let us know.
For those not playing the tournament, you're actually just gonna stick around here and like listen to the commentary. And at 7:45 we have the Q&A with Pandolfini.
Only those
Evan-
people who are playing in the tournament should enter in Lichess. Everyone else who's spectating should just hang out in the Zoom room, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Can we watch? Can't we observe the games? on
Yeah.
the
So
internet?
what I was actually just going to say, Mark Paragua, go ahead and share your screen now, and just like pull up one of the games of the tournament, and just like circulate between the
So I'm
games.
just going to share some screen. All right. So what could we do here is just maybe just try
Yeah.
to
So just click on
yeah.
go to the top games. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So all right. So this Marsh Warrior Legend, I think. Oh, see, it's 22:45, and
Oh, sorry, one second, Mark. So
yeah.
actually, Brian has a breakout room.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah. So if
I could just.
anyone would like to either maybe learn a couple things with Brian, we are going to be doing live commentary here. But if anyone wants to instead do a little lesson with Brian, or for those playing in the tournament, I'm sure some of you are super competitive and want to win the prizes. So honestly, if you are like that, you probably don't want to like pause during the tournament and review some of your games. But if you're here, more for fun, get experience, Brian's also a resource to go over some games from the tournament. So if you'd like to hang out here, so you like, the Grandmaster commentary, certainly do so. But if you'd like to go, more for like a lesson, you could go to Brian's breakout room.
Okay. So I think this opening came from like some Catalan opening. So all right. So white. Wait a second. So white captures the spawn. All right. It is really good because okay, capturing the spawn, opening up the C file, which is good for white, and especially later on if this bishop on C1 is going to develop. Or Mark Ginsburg. All right. So let's see what happens. So he captured with a bishop. He moved the pawn and then move here.
Oh, you know what? Brian, Brian, are you here? He's in the room alone.
Oh, I just want to ask Evan. Is the like players here they could hear us or no?
They could hear us.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why we want to give commentary, but not,
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Not that. Okay. So yeah, like I would say here that maybe.
Yes, Russell, you should be playing.
So actually, we're watching. I'm sorry, I thought we were. So we're watching a game that's playing right now, and is this board one?
Yeah. So just to clarify, everyone, if you are playing the tournament, yes, you should be playing the tournament. Mark and I are going to be, giving commentary. And this is one thing we spoke about with the Columbia Club, right? Different people are like have different motives in this. If you would like to mute your Zoom and really focus on the game, certainly feel free to do so. But if you'd like to continue playing and hear us, you could certainly do that too.
Mm-hmm. So I could say here like white is in edge because white has more space, and then like the black's pieces are quite passive, especially on the queen side position.
No, they're having a discussion. Yeah.
You said it was
Yeah.
the Catalina. Is that a version of the English, or I missed the opening? Sorry.
Oh, the name of this opening is I'm not so sure, but I could check. Yes, so this the name of this opening is Catalan opening. So when we say a Catalan opening, we are referring on
Catalan.
the white side. Yes. So Catalan opening came from the queen's pawn. Like at first move you could play d4, or you could also play c4 and or like knight f3. So the Catalan opening is when you play g3 and then bishop g2 here. All right. Okay, so we could go on the last one. With me the chat. Yes, the game just started. All right. Okay. Bishop f4, attacking the queen. The knight on c4 is pretty good here. Like what I don't like here for black is this, of course, this bishop on a8. This bishop on a8 is okay, doesn't do anything well here. So white should be better. Oh, so this is 10 plus 0, all right. Yeah, when it comes in this kind of time control, because it's 10 plus 0, so um, you don't need to think too much, of course, because even though you had a good position, but if you
And
are
one
not
thing
applying.
to keep in mind, by the way, to add into what Mark is saying, uh, is one thing that I like to tell students in terms of managing time is to take the time control of a game and divide it by 40. So right now you are, playing a 10-minute game. So that means that I can't do math here. You should be spending about yeah, like 45 seconds a move or so, just as a rough idea.
Ooh,
Uh,
I like this move,
yeah.
but
So by the way,
but
Barbara's asking why some of the pieces are circled. Basically, just to like illustrate certain
oh yeah, sorry.
ideas.
Yeah, yes. So I just circle like some pieces if there are like some. Okay, so now white is winning. White is um like up by exchange. So of course, if we are like up by exchange, like the easiest way is just to yeah, just to like simplify the possession, something like this. So white played e5 to open up this bishop. So I would say this e5 is a good move.
Uh,
Oh, well, really? I haven't tried.
Hi, this is Pratima. So
did you
currently,
try to click the piece with your mouse and drag it?
yes, I tried, and I didn't even know the game started. I was already like zero, and again I logged in, and it was like shuffled, and
I
I
can
tried.
help you in the breakout room, Fatima. Join
Yeah, well,
me.
I think it might just be a quick answer then. So if you did, so did you not make a move in 30 seconds?
No, I the first game I didn't even know it started. I was
No,
like on this.
understood. So what you're probably gonna have to do, it probably says pause right now, and you're gonna have to click rejoin the tournament so you could get into the next game.
Okay, once I get it, okay.
Hmm?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So white's still winning.
And by the way, I just wanted to point out one thing. I just realized we do have at least one titled player in the tournament, International Master Mark Ginsburg.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
he's
welcome,
there.
Mark.
Oh wow. Okay.
If anyone else is a title player that I don't know about, let us know.
Hmm.
How many rounds is it?
So it's actually not a set number of rounds. It goes to an hour. So you'll probably play
Oh,
anywhere between
I just was
5 games
wondering
or so.
why are the two very high top players paired against? It wasn't a Swiss. Like there, you have two
Yeah,
high.
like Lee chess pairings are like super weird. I mean, Mark, do you
Oh,
even
okay.
know how it works? It's like I don't even know.
No, because here in Lichess there are two kinds of tournament. There is Swiss tournament and then there is arena tournament. And then because this tournament is an arena tournament, so when it comes to arena tournament, like the higher players they are going to face each other.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, like
Hey, Evan.
and then also based on ranks or like standings. Like example, the number one player cannot play on the
Hold on
bottom.
one second,
Yeah,
Mark. So
yeah, sure,
someone
sure.
asked about the breakout rooms. Yeah, so sorry that Brian, let's actually um, how do you close one of the rooms, but not all of them? I don't think you can. I'm
All
actually
right.
just
Yep.
yeah. So I'm closing the breakout rooms for now. I'm gonna change it so it's actually just one analysis room. And Brian Wilmeth will be in there. And yeah, if anyone wants some analysis, um, they could get that
I'm very
in
tired.
Brian's room.
Okay. All right.
Brian, are you
Oh,
there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so just create one breakout room and
Got
just
it.
call it analysis room.
And I will be in that room for analysis if anyone wants to.
Yes. Does anyone want to analyze a game now,
We're
or maybe
analyzing.
learn something?
We're analyzing this game, right?
Yeah. So yeah, just to clarify, so Mark is going to be
Uh-huh.
like consistently throughout the tournament and the finals. Well, with the exception of our 30-minute Q&A. So yeah, he's going to be doing that consistently. But also Brian will be doing a separate breakout room to get like more detailed analysis of people's games, those that want it.
mhm.
Or if there are anyone that would like, some sort of lesson as well, they could get that.
I would do a lesson.
Yeah, so if that's the case, just go ahead and pause and go into the analysis breakout room.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's okay. Bruce is here.
By the way, welcome our special guest, Bruce Pandolfini, who just came on. We're going to get started at 7:45 with the Q&A, but Bruce, you could be maybe a commentator with Mark and I.
Hi.
Mhm.
How's
So
it going?
you should, Bruce, see Mark's screen, actually.
Oh,
So
this is the game that's going on now?
Yeah, this is two of the players. By the way, we have there's one titled player, international master Mark Ginsburg in the tournament.
Oh, wow.
I imagine you probably knew Mark years ago.
Oh, yeah, he's a great
yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like in just a minute this game will be finished. Like C6, yeah, this is over. So after maybe after this game I'm going to go on to another game that we could check. Just finish this game.
So Barbara was asking, why do you think Black messed up so badly? So where do you think Black like went wrong in
I
this game?
I think like okay, I'm just going back. So I think like until here white is pretty fine, but um like here this is the move
Maybe
that
C6 is a little passive.
yeah, like I think it is very passive, and then of course you don't really need to play c6 here. First of all, like once you played c6 here, this pawn will become a weakness, and then of course after you played c6, you are just blocking your own bishop, which yeah, like which this bishop will bet. So oops, okay, like the game just finished. So all right, so I'm going to okay,
Let's check
so
out maybe
this
Mark Ginsburg's game.
yes, this is the game of okay. Mark Ginsburg is playing white, and then
We
now
got a
this is
King's Indian. I was
yes.
actually giving a lesson yesterday on the King's Indian to our adult intermediate class, and we were talking to how the King's Indian is a very dynamic opening. Right, you give
Right.
up the center basically, but in exchange for that, you often get a little bit of a safer king and quick development.
Yes. So in this one, like I'm not saying like this e5 is really bad, but for white you don't really need to play e5. Like you could just like develop your piece, like especially this bishop, like the main line here, or like
But
one of the main lines here will be
honestly,
bishop e2.
yeah, boring.
So so now white played e5, captures c5. I like this move because it opens up the position. Like usually when it when there is a fianchetto or like a fianchetto like opening, usually they are trying to open up. They are trying to open up this diagonal. Like example in this position, black has a fianchetto here on g7. So the reason why black played c5 is to open up this one when this knight move on f6 move. When this knight on f6 moves. So white plays c6, bishop g5. So I think this is a mistake now. This is a blunder because it just gives this pawn for free. C
I guess
takes
bishop
e4.
e3 was necessary.
Yeah, like here, bishop e3. Yeah, like I think like white could just simply play bishop e3 here to defend this pawn. So now white played bishop g5, he captures, and then now queen a5. And then now white is going to lose this knight because it's check and then attacking this knight. Right, bishop d2, queen takes e5, f4, queen e4, and then now the threat, yes. Okay. Ooh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, maybe let's go to another game.
Yeah, let's just go
Looks
another
like Mark
game.
is
Okay, so
under control there.
let's go on this one. Let's see this one. What's going on here?
But bishop on
Okay.
a2 doesn't look so pretty to me.
Yes, this bishop will be a bad bishop for the meantime, or like yeah, like in this position.
Now, what do you think,
But
Mark? Should he play? Should Black play b3 and like kick the bishop back to b1 or
um
no?
yeah, like you could play b3, but I think it is not really necessary here. Like example here in this position, black could just play queen a5 because this pawn is being attacked here on a4. But I think like b3 is also good, like b3, and then when they move this bishop and then maybe try to, yeah, or
And by
like
the way,
this
for
one,
those
like
watching, if anyone has more questions about the games that we're going over, feel free
yeah,
to type in the chat or
yes,
also
you
interact.
could just, yes, you could just always ask like sample the openings, what are the ideas. We could just gladly help you. So knight c5, I like this move. Activating the knight on c5 and then at the same time protecting the pawn on a4. So this one is Jacarni and Spanish. All right. Bishop g3. All right. Okay. It's fine. So in this kind of position, like especially example, if you're playing black here, you don't really need to force your position. It is much better if you could just slowly improve your position, like your pieces. But I would say here black is better here. First is black has very good two pawns here on the queen side, and then white has a bad bishop here on a2. So that's why I could say that black is better here. So Evan, like the tournament, so the top eight from this tournament will go to the like championship round, like round, right?
Correct. So yeah, the top
Yes.
eight
Okay.
players.
Okay. So yeah, like arena is kind of different, of course, than Swiss. Like sometimes they played more games. So queen b6, I like this move just to keep improving. Yeah, just improving the position. Knight b5.
Yeah, so we're actually going to do basically a knockout tournament. So
Oh,
it'll be
on the for the
yeah
for the
for
top
the
eight,
top 8.
right?
So
Okay.
it'll be
That is
yeah
the
the
same
top 8 playing, and then 4, and then 2, and
and
then
and
obviously there's a
and
limit.
and and then like the time control will be lesser, right?
Yep, game 5.
Oh, that is quite different now. All right. Oh, D4 is a blunder. Yes, knight takes E4. Yeah, like so okay, before I go, like I just want to see the opening for this one. Oh, Sicilian. All right. Oh, bishop C4. So E6, A3. Okay. Bishop G5, Rook E1. I just want to see how this bishop on A2 get bad. Like how this bishop, what happened to this bishop?
Well, one thing I would say, Mark, and I imagine you'd agree with me, White's
Yeah.
playing this a little bit too much like it was a king pawn opening, right? Rather than playing against the Sicilian.
Yeah, so this is kind of like semi-close Sicilian, like yeah, like white played d3, but this is a very solid line. Like, but this one c3, I don't. Yeah, like in just my opinion, I don't really like this bishop. This c3 move for white. Because usually when we are playing c3, we are trying to play d4. But here in this position, I think it is better if we could just move our knight to c3. Just to move our knight to c3, move queen d2, just develop your queen, and then put your rook, your a rook on d1. So I think that is like the logical plan that white could do in this position. So let's just continue. So here it goes. Oh yes, of course. This is for me. It's a very bad move because you are just blocking your own piece. So you just need to avoid to like block our own piece, especially this bishop. So this is what happened. A5. All right, knight c5 here. Queen b6. Rook d1. Knight takes e4. Queen takes a4. All right. So rook a8. Queen b3. And then now d5. Oh. So now this earlier like black was better, but now in this position white yeah, like black made a mistake and then white found a way how he could get a good position. So queen a6, he captured bishop b1.
Just as a reminder, by the way, I think we're going to be starting the Q&A in 2 minutes,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, okay, okay. So yeah, just let me know if you'd like to start. So bishop. Yeah, so like I think white white is better here because of course white is up by exchange. So
Let's go
white
to
has
that board 1 game.
yeah, board 1 game. Okay, let's see. I'm going to look at this one. Okay, board 1 game. All right, white is a little bit better. White has a pass pawn on e5, and then this knight on g8 is okay, like knight h6. Okay, it's good. But white is better here because of the pass pawn, and then the f1 rook is controlling the f file. So I think like yeah, like here there is so let's see what white will play here. But there is a blunder here. Let's see if white could see this one. Oh, okay. So Evan, it's 7:45. You wanna like for the
Yeah, so
Q&A?
Matthew and Jason, you want to get the Q&A started?
Oh, should I stop the share? Or
Yes.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah, it's probably.
Thank you. All right.
Evan, I'd love to just give a shout out to some folks on chat.
Yeah,
Now that we've
please.
spent now that we've spent some time asking everyone, and if you weren't here earlier, please go ahead and write down your Ivy League affiliation and the year that you graduated in the chat so we can share it with us all. But I just want to give a shout out to some of you folks. We have lots of the Ivy League schools covered. We have someone from Scotland right now, OND. Great job. Thank you for chiming in all the way from Scotland. We also have someone who chimed in all the way from Germany. Went to Harvard 2011, Julian. Julian, thank you so much for joining us. But we have plenty of great coverage here from Penn, Princeton, Harvard. The two that we can't seem to find are Brown and Yale. So if any of you have any Brown or Yale connections, please give us a shout out. Other than that, I just wanted to, I guess if it's time, bring on Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce, I just messaged you as well. If you can put your camera on, that would be great.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Is it on?
Okay, beautiful. Thank you everyone again for coming. I really do, appreciate everyone coming out. And of course, I'm sure like probably 95% of you will say yes, but show of hands if you've, watched the Queen's Gambit film series, or at least I've heard of it. Right, probably all of you. Queen's Gambit was, absolutely massive for chess. I used to go to networking events, all the time, and people would, ask me like, oh, okay, it's great, chess is, cool. I've never heard of anyone, really playing chess. But with Queen's Gambit, it's very different. Everyone's asking me, oh, have you seen it? And actually, I was quoted in the New York Times back in December by my good friend Dylan McLean in an article actually about how the Queen's Gambit affected our business, actually. And I thought it would be actually an honor to have my good friend and mentor, Bruce Pandolfini, here. Bruce actually was the main chess advisor for the film, as well as actually the book. So many of you, may or may not know that the film was, actually from a book. I actually just here gave the link to the New York Times article in case anyone would like to check it out at some point. Bruce was the chess advisor to the film. He also was then searching for Bobby Fischer as the teacher. He was also advisor. Of course, he taught Joshua Waitzkin, as well as some many other very well-known players. Fabiano Caruana, who's currently like 6th in the world. He's been up to second. He's also taught Robert Hess, a strong grandmaster. He was one of the founders of Chess in the Schools, an amazing nonprofit that actually runs programs in 50 different public schools all over New York. And I actually had the privilege of, first meeting Bruce when I was 8 at the Nationals. He actually signed one of his books, his endgame manual book, and said "Future Master." It did actually hold true. So that's why I'm here, today. I also actually learned a lot about teaching chess. One of my first few classes that I ever taught actually was with Bruce and actually a fellow Bruce Alberston, may he rest in peace. That was at the Browning School in New York. And I learned a lot about both playing and teaching chess through Bruce. And I'm very, very grateful to have him here to do a little bit of a Q&A inspired by Queen's Gambit, but also his very, very extensive teaching and playing career and author career. He's written over 20 books.
Well, if I need an agent or someone to write up my career. It's great to be here. How you doing?
Good. It's great to be here as well. We got a bunch of great Ivy alum from all of the Ivy League schools. Yeah, it's so great to have you here, Bruce. So Jason, you want to take it from here?
Sure. I mean, I have some questions I just wanted to throw your way, and I welcome everyone to chat in the chat section. Throw your questions up as well. We'll get to as many as we can, as much as Bruce is able to stick on with us. Thank you again, Bruce. It's an honor to have you join us today. I think the first question I'd love to ask you is, tell us your involvement with the Queen's Gambit. So many of us love chess, but when Queen's Gambit came out, it really put into a stratosphere in terms of public attention. And I'm just curious, what was your involvement? How involved were in scripts? I know there's a lot of animation and there's lots of talk about chess and a lot of books that were mentioned. And I'm just curious how much of that is you or a combination of you and some other script writers to really make sure that it was authentic.
Sure, Jason.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I go back in the project 38 years. I was the Random House consultant for the novel, written by Walter Tevis. Now, I first encountered the book after it was a completed manuscript in the summer of 1982. I thought it was very promising. I really liked the story. There were some problems with the chess, I felt. But Walter was a chess player himself.
Right.
And although he said he'd put my suggestions to effect, he didn't really. And he kept everything the way it was. I guess he didn't want to destroy the literary quality of the work or something like that. Or maybe he was just very proud of his chess ideas. I did give it the title, though. The Queen's Gambit is my title. So
that's impressive, Bruce.
I'll take credit for that. Anyhow, so that's 38 years ago or so.
Wow.
After Walter died within a year after the novel was published. And so his wife owned the rights after that. She eventually sold it, I think, in 1991. And various illustrious people were interested in it and being a part of it one way or the other, but didn't really get off the ground until 2018. And at that point, I was approached by Bill Horberg, who was the producer. And we had known each other from Searching for Bobby Fischer. In fact, he and I are the only two involved in both projects. He was the producer there. And he said, Bruce, we're going to do this. We're going to make a series out of this. I said, really? So he invited me down to meet with the director, Scott Frank, who's a brilliant guy. And Alan Scott, who had purchased the rights from Eleonora, Walter's widow. And we had a meeting, and I was hired as the consultant on the book. I then brought in Gary Kasparov, and he worked on a number of key positions in the series and did great stuff. We also had a German crew in Berlin, two guys who did great work. John Paul Atkinson and Ipa Rubing. When I couldn't be there in Berlin, they did invaluable. Made an invaluable contribution to the whole project. Initially, I read the script, Scott's wonderful script, and made suggestions on it. And I came up with 92 positions to reflect chess situations in the script, which expanded in the end to about 350 positions. Many of them you don't see, but to create the right ambiance or the feel for the scenes, even if a game was going on off camera, it still had to be authentic. That's why we had so many positions.
Right.
So that's essentially what I did. Of course, I trained all the actors.
Let's have dinner. There's no point in I can't do this.
I'm going to go ahead and actually mute the lines for now. If anyone has any issues with the tournament, type them in the chat, and we'll take care of those.
Okay, we on still? We're okay?
Yeah, we're on. We're good. Go ahead, Bruce.
Okay. So I trained Anya and all the other actors.
Yeah, you just have to unmute yourself.
Uh-oh.
Bruce, you have to unmute yourself. Yeah, it's a lot easier to mute everyone and then unmute one person. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I don't know how I did that, but
No, I
Go
muted
ahead.
everyone.
okay. Are we're back on?
You're good.
You were talking about the training. What was the training like for the actors
Yeah.
and actresses?
Well, they were given the material beforehand. We practiced with them, as well as the German crew did that. Gary didn't come on set really. He didn't do any of that. He'd be in places like Croatia, calling in, or from somewhere else in the world. Now, Anya did not like a lot of preparation. She would want to be shown the moves beforehand, usually in sequences of 3 to 5 moves. And we were particularly concerned with how the pieces were grabbed and moved, because that would betray lack of chess skill if one moved awkwardly. And I think she really got that down quite nicely. So that was important. You have to look like a chess player more than be a good chess player.
Right.
After all, the art here is film, not chess. Chess is just the leitmotif, you might say, of the whole thing.
Sure.
So that was my essential involvement. It was great fun. Maybe I'll get a chance to do it again next lifetime.
Yeah. You were talking about the personality of different actors and dealing with that. How much do you think personality and demeanor play into being a really good chess player? And what would you describe as the perfect type of demeanor? We were introduced to a certain type of demeanor in the movie on the Russian side that was described as very cold and heartless. And I just wanted to get your perspective on some of that as it pertains to how certain people play and how that relates to their personality.
Right. Well, of course, in the series, we did try to convey that. You had the so-called Soviet coldness and hardness, and I think Scott tried to impart that, Scott Frank. But you could see, I mean, certainly Borgov at the end is warm and respectful, and some of the other characters are as well. They're human beings.
Right.
They're not just caricatures as it would be easy to portray. But obviously there are different styles in chess. I mean, there always have been. So you would see that over the board. Some people are poker faced and never display any emotions at all. Others are all over the place. They're constantly getting up. They're moving here and there. You can see all kinds of things happening in their facial expressions. There's a whole range of reactions from real chess players and from actors trying to capture that.
In that scene where Anya got up out of her chair and was walking around when she was playing that young Russian player.
Kirov.
Is that something that actually you've seen done? Is that typical that sometimes happens and it's done as a distraction?
I don't think you see that a lot. You do see it. You'll see anything over the chessboard.
Right.
But I think most people aren't like that. Some people simply can't control themselves. That seemed to be a deliberate act.
Right.
Trying to unsettle the player.
Sure.
So now she doesn't do that elsewhere, but she did do it there. And the scene called for it too.
Right.
So.
Bruce, we got a good question in the chat. Are there any other chess stories you'd like to see on the big screen or Netflix?
You mean that haven't been filmed yet?
Correct.
Well, probably. Chess is often shown in movies and on television. We have to laugh because in many occasions, things are really quite absurd. I mean, all chess players have seen the situation where you have a dark square on the right. Of course, sometimes that occurs when they flip the negative because they think it looks better, especially in advertising. In other words, it's filmed correctly initially, but once the art directors get to it, they'll do things. So that happens quite a bit. But the situation that always gets to me, you'll see this again and again, this trope. Someone will be thinking and play a move and say, check. And the other player will take a little time and suddenly respond with checkmate as a reply. That almost never happens, answering a check with a checkmate. So we tried to get away from things like that in the series. I think we do. I think the positions are largely legitimate. Here and there, certain cinematic luxuries or liberties are taken to make sure the scene works. After all, we have to make, especially the director has to make sure it works as a piece of film.
Right.
Because that's why people are watching. It's not a chess documentary. But I think
Right.
within that context, things are done quite nicely.
Yeah. Well, I think it appeals to a lot of different types of people. I think it's a beautiful piece of art. Yes, there's chess, and that's part of the landscape of the movie. But to me, it's not about chess. It's about someone's life and their struggles. And it was also a glimpse into an era that was, I think, very well done by the director, by the art, by whoever was involved, yourself, and just capturing that time. I just felt like it was like I was there, and a lot of detail was, I think, taken into every scene. I was noticing from the fabrics to where the chess pieces were located. It seemed like there was a lot of thought, and I think people responded to that because it's #1 streamed show on Netflix. I believe it is still to this day a top 3 show with all the new shows coming out. It's still your impression of it just as a piece of cinema.
Well, I certainly enjoyed being a part of it, but I've also enjoyed watching it. And I've seen it a few times. I saw it quite a number of times while the series was being made, of course, checking up on things. But since then, I've also there's a lot of wonderful stuff in it. We went through a strange year. The pandemic really impacted our world greatly. And the character is larger than life. She just jumps off the screen. She has all kinds of problems she has to surmount. And one after the other, she gets beyond them and in the end conquers. And I think that's just a great personage or character for our time. I think many of us can identify with that. I think that's one of the reasons it did so well. No one could have predicted the success of The Queen's Gambit. I think Netflix said something like 200 million people across the globe so far have seen at least one episode.
Wow, incredible.
And there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought it, really?
It's incredible because, as I've said to Evan, I mean, this could have been the same movie, but she just wasn't into chess. She was really good at something else. But they chose chess, and it really helped, I think, a lot of people who love chess come out and start playing more and more. And where are you going to come out and play more and more? During a pandemic is online, and there's so many of us now. So it's just a wonderful time. I just want to thank you for all your hard work in making that film what it was. And as a chess fan, I really appreciate that it wasn't done in a way that wasn't authentic. So thank you again.
The board was set up correctly.
That's right.
We tried.
I wanted to talk to you about some of your students. You're very experienced as a teacher. Can you just talk briefly about some of your most favorite students, some of your most challenging students?
Me.
Any student that you think, if they just stuck with it, could have been this or that? Just curious, any stories about students over the years that stand out for you?
So many stories, I wouldn't know where to begin. Now, on the other hand, as a teacher, I've largely made my living by giving private lessons. I felt as if I were a kind of shrink, and so I go into a person's life. Really, I'm sitting across them. I learned so many things. I don't feel at liberty to discuss all of that. I have kept incredible records going back. This is my 50th year of teaching chess, by the way, or just about starting. I have no idea how many students I've had. I've had some wonderful ones, but many of the most talented ones you never never learn about because they give up the game or things happen. And I've had quite a number of those as well. Yes, I worked with Fabiano when he was 5 and 6 and 7, and Josh Wadeskin and Joel Benjamin and Max DeLugi and Robert Hessen. I even gave a lesson to Irina Crush when she first came here. And it goes on and on. I don't know, maybe 25 or 30 grandmasters I've given sessions to at different times. Although most of them had other teachers as well. So I'm not sure how much I want to talk about
Understood.
those sessions. I enjoy teaching very much.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of backed into it. I was trained as a chemist and never worked a day as a chemist. And I wanted to be a writer. That didn't work out too well either. Somehow I got into chess teaching. Once I appeared on the PBS coverage, the 72 coverage of the Fischer-Spassky match, I was inundated with possible students and it took off from there.
Right. Are you the kind of teacher that throws the pieces on the floor and pulls moves like that, or no? You're more calm and perhaps.
Actually, you know, I'm known as a fairly nice guy, but I can be, others who know me close up while I'm teaching have seen me be pretty tough.
I'm sure there's a lot of, you know, rich and famous people who've sought you out who are chess players to get a lesson here or there. Is there any stories you can tell there of like funny engagements?
Yes, I will tell you one. I'll
with like, you know.
This was back in the beginning, 1972, during the height of the Fischer-Spassky match. I got a call from a businessman's office when I went there to give him a lesson. He's a very, very famous businessman. Of course, I won't mention his name.
Please.
I go to the office, and on his desk is this chess position set up. So I'm prepared to give him a lesson, but he doesn't want a real lesson. He wants me to analyze this position for the full hour. It's a garbagey position. It's not very interesting. But really what he wants is me to come up with the best move in this horrendous position. So I said, I don't think this is a very valuable lesson for you, but he's paying a huge thing. I felt guilty about it. Right. And he said, no, this would be really helpful to me. I really will learn quite a bit. So after the hour, I give him the move. And he calls me back. And that's it. You know, I leave. He calls me back a week later. And I come to his office again. And I see the board, the same ridiculous position, is advanced one move for both sides.
Oh, my God.
He says, you know what? I learned so much from this lesson. I want. Can we do this again? I think, you know, it would be really helpful to me. So I try to say, you know, you're not going to get much out of this, but I'm getting the idea what's going on here. I give him the move and leave his office. A few days later, I get a call from another famous businessman. And I go to his office, and right on his desk is the same position from the other side. And I realized this is it was the Harvard-Yale bet.
Oh my God.
And they were hiring me. I could have kept this going indefinitely.
Oh my God. So how did it end? How did it all end? You just said you guys figure it out.
For 1 week, and then invited them both to lunch at the same time. And brought them together. And it was suddenly revealed that they were terribly embarrassed. They never called me back. Either one of them.
So that's the last time you spoke with Steve Jobs and Bill Gates? Is that what you're saying?
These are names that people would know.
Well, please share it. I mean, that's why we're here.
Well, I just did.
I mean, have you ever got a call from like Elon Musk about a move? I mean, you could tell us. You won't tell anyone. We're just curious, like the calls that you get in the middle of the night.
Now, I often gave lessons at after midnight. People find this surprising. Oh. I would work from 7 in the morning, often to 1, 2, or even later. I get very little sleep. And you might ask, well, who takes lessons after midnight? In New York City, many people. You had actors and other performers, artists, all kinds of chess players would take after midnight. And I can remember very often I'd be giving a lesson and suddenly a little time would pass and my head would collapse. I'd be falling asleep and the students might not notice.
It's like you're a long haul trucker. You just falling asleep.
So I did so much of that in the beginning.
Wow.
I got a great deal of experience. I made many mistakes. Now I don't do that anymore. I don't teach after midnight. I can barely make it to 10 o'clock at night these days. So I no longer have that kind of schedule.
Yeah. Well, that kind of closes up for the questions I wanted to ask. Did you want to go over
So,
anything else?
I
at this
saw a
point,
couple of
Evan?
questions in
Yeah.
the chat
Let's
that
do
I'll
it.
ask. The first one came from Barbara, which was, why do you think non-chess players love the Queen's Gambit as much as chess players?
Well, I think they identify with the characters, and Anya especially. She's like a superhero. You don't have to know much about chess to feel for her to sense what she's going through. We've all had some experiences like that where we've suffered, and these are coming of age uh, growth period here. She conquers all of that. We needed to conquer so many things during this pandemical year. But I think she's also very appealing on screen. And it's not just Anya. Some of the other characters are wonderful too. Isla Johnston, who plays the young Beth, is terrific. She's a real life prodigy. She's very smart, very gifted. She's not a chess player, but I think she does wonderfully.
And I have actually seen some things that she like started to play at chess a little bit, after the film.
Yeah.
So the next question that we had was from Rolando. What do you recommend for a young 6-year-old chess player to improve?
Most important thing is to play a lot of chess. Nothing's more important than that. Play as often as you can. The problem for young players is that they, at age 5, 6, and 7, in order to advance, they're going to lose a lot. That can't be helped. And so it can be very dissuasive, and it would be easy to give up the game. But if you can survive that period of losing a lot, you will be a much stronger player, because there's so many things you have to learn. So play a lot. I also, if you can, solve a lot of tactical problems. I think you should do that, especially not moving the pieces. When I'm working with a student, if he or she touches a piece, it's automatically wrong, even if they get the right idea. They soon don't touch the pieces. So I think it's important to be able to do things in your head. You need a lot of practice at that. And while you're at the board, to give it your all, to really enjoy it. As a teacher, I think and I've always tried to do this, to show my love for the game. If I can give them that, I think I'm giving them something very important. This is a great game. I love it. Hopefully you'll love it too. I think many teachers try to do that, and just I often show positions and situations I think that are engaging, that intrigue me, that inspire me, hoping that some of that will catch fire with the student. So play a lot, do tactical work, and do things in your head if you can, as often as you can.
And how do you see technology improving the game and increasing awareness?
Well, it's definitely improving the game. You can do so much more on screen than you can over a chessboard. It takes all day to reset a board. In actuality, even though there's a concreteness to it, and it's nice to be able to pick up the pieces, but you can jump all over the screen and see many more positions, and you can have instant access to great players all the time. You can be constantly challenged. In the old days, it was very hard coming up with a game when I started playing.
And there's such a big community. We're all here together around the country. Obviously wouldn't happen otherwise. So,
so I think it's helped make stronger players. It's a different world, but it has its own appeal. I like the old world too. We'd go to the Marshall Chess Club on Sundays, sit and play games there, be close up to Bobby Fischer or whoever else was at the club. All of that was wonderful, inspiring. Wish I could do it again.
Well, Bruce, thank you so much for the opportunity here to do this Q&A. I know I certainly enjoyed it, and definitely learned a couple of things. I actually just wrote down one sentence because I couldn't not, which was, if a student touches a piece, he's automatically wrong, even if he gets the idea. I literally just this afternoon said something similar actually to a group of students. We actually have one in-person school program right now. And I was there, and I asked the kid a question. What's going to happen here and here? He immediately starts touching pizzas, right? And of course, they said, you need to think, with your head, not with your hands. So. Well, Bruce, thank you so much, for being part of this. And
It's been fun.
I know, everyone else here, definitely enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you, Bruce. That was great. We really appreciate your participation, and everyone got a lot out of the stories that you told today. So thanks again for your time.
Thank you, and good luck on completing the event. It seems to be a really, really good event. So I wish you well.
Appreciate that. Glad to have you back another time.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so thank you again to Bruce, for doing that. I really did, personally enjoy it, and I'm sure everyone else did as well. I know. I don't know if that was more meant for Bruce or myself, but I actually, Ying, just wrote this blog post a couple weeks ago about 10 chess books for chess improvement. So I would definitely look into that. And certainly happy to talk offline as well. Send me an email, and definitely happy to be a resource afterwards.
Evan, I think it's a great time to actually send to everyone the link that we created for the All Ivy Chess Invitational merchandise page. I'm going to put a link now into the chat.
Oh yes, please, and I could actually pull it up and share my screen.
Yeah,
just to
please.
raise a little bit of
Please do.
excitement about that.
This is something we've been working on for a couple of weeks. We teamed up with a company to bring you some well-known brand name merchandise with our All Ivy Chess logo. And this is something that the winners are all going to get gift cards to go here in addition to other prizes. And we invite all of you, even if you aren't in the top 8, to come along and check out some of the merch and support the event. I think we came up with a pretty cool logo. We have a lot of great merchandise there. Evan, what do you think? Good stuff?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. By the way, I did know that they were going to do the store. But this is really, really, really cool.
Lots of sizes, lots
this
of
hoodie
colors.
here,
Yeah.
a t-shirt, a hat,
Micro fleece. We have all kinds of styles, hats, knits, where you can get it in the All Ivy or the All Ivy Chess. You pick. And we did this for the All Ivy Poker event, and we sold a lot of stuff because people really enjoyed, the experience. And this is not something that once we put this online, this is going to go down in 2 weeks, and then that's it. This is not going to be up all the time. This is just for this event. This is just for this special moment for our first time only. And if we ever do an event again, we might have stuff, but it is a limited time kind of opportunity just to, give back and see if we can also make it part of the prizes for the winner. So yeah, thank you for your participation today. Please share the link with your other Ivy friends and chess fans, because it's kind of a unique thing to have this type of logo. And because of our partnership, you can get multiple colors and everything. And I see here 6 different sizes from small to triple XL. So if you gain some weight like I have over the last year, there's triple XL. They got you covered. Now, if you're like Matt Waldman, who does the Peloton every single day, what's your record, Matt, now? 100 days? He did the Peloton every day for 100 days. I mean, he's still medium, so he's good. So, thanks for checking that out, and let us know what you think.
Okay, great. So, the tournament should actually be done actually pretty much now. Um, and wow, that's definitely really exciting. And yeah, definitely take a look at that and see like what is there to offer. I mean, there's definitely lots of great stuff there. For sure. Um, okay, so I'm gonna actually pull up the tournament again here,
Please.
and because the standings should be actually completed. Um, I'm trying. Okay, here's the link again. I had to re-access it for myself. Um, okay, and let me go to a new share screen here and go here. Okay, so as everyone before, everyone knew, there's top, 8 players in the tournament do actually qualify for the championship here. So I actually don't know the names of the players. But yeah, these top 8 players did actually qualify. Um, so Jay Carney, M. Ginsburg, Jay
How did
Giles
Mark
Flowers.
Ginsburg not win? How did Mark Ginsburg not win?
Well, look, the good thing about it actually is
What the hell happened?
Well, how did I not win on tiebreak? I won every game.
I know, so I don't get it.
Well, the good thing for you, Mark, is tiebreaks actually almost don't matter. Going into the finals.
It's my fault. My time zone changed. I was on MST and now I'm on PST, so that's why I was late. So it's my fault.
Well, welcome, Mark. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you.
May or may not have met in person. I know we're connected on LinkedIn, so we'll have to talk at some point.
When are we going to do the finals?
So we're getting that started just now, actually. So so the top 8 are going to play. You could see here. I have. Does everyone see my Microsoft document?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just confirming. So we have Jay Carney. Who actually is Jay Carney in person?
That's me. Julian is my first name. I'll start my video.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to put the lead chess names on here, but afterwards, we'll get everyone else going. This was like the one thing obviously we need to do sort of just, at the last minute here because we obviously didn't know the results. But yeah, basically, so you are going to have to actually pair up against each other manually. But since there's only 4 games, it'll be fairly easy to do that. So basically, there's going to be 3 rounds of the knockout. One with 4 players, one with 8 players, one with 4 players, and then of course one with 2 players. And I believe, Jason, how many players are actually winning prizes?
We mentioned the top 8 players will receive something, and then the top 4 will receive something extra special. And obviously, the trophy goes to the first place.
Okay, that is definitely very exciting. So, HTJ Spark. Okay, so here we go, everyone. So what you're going to want to do now, I just am about to be done here. So if you are in the finals and Grandmaster Mark Baragua is going to shortly get started, we're just going to do it like this. If you are number 1, so Jay Carney is going to be white against Mark Ginsburg. Jay.
That's what I get for winning.
Sorry?
That's what I get for winning. It's matched against the top player. So
You know,
this
actually,
is a-
Brian is telling me something actually correct here. I think it actually should be. Um, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. You know, guys, we are going to do things a little bit different here. Brian is he's the tournament director.
It's just
I think Evan like number
Or
one
Mark,
against
Mark, you
number
can be
eight.
the deciding factor here.
yeah.
Yeah,
Number
so it's Jakarni against Marash Warrior Legend, and then number two against number
Wait,
7.
sorry. So say this. Go slowly here. So it's
Yes.
Marsh Warrior. Yeah, and by the way, when you do
Yes.
get your pairing, you could actually just get started. White will be, and it's a 5 minute game, five minutes per play.
And
Okay, so
then
keep going, Mark.
it's yeah, like Mark Ginsburg against HT Sparta.
Mark Ginsburg against HTJ Sparta.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then it's 1-8. Let me check. Because I didn't see the.
It's D. Jaroslawicz versus
Yes.
Yonin Onogri. Yonin.
Yorin Yurgurg. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that was actually already set. And then lastly, it's what?
It's
Sorry.
Pil Maso. It's Pil Maso, the last one, against Connor.
Title. Wait, sorry, can you say that one more time?
It's Pil Maso. Pil Maso.
PHI. Yeah.
Mazo and Connor, right? Yeah.
Yes, that is
Okay.
the right one. Yes.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
Was
this
just
is
trying to get started here.
Right.
Shout out to Phil Mazza. Congrats.
Ooh.
Okay, so are you guys started? Let's see here.
Do I
so
just challenge the person I'm going to play?
So let's I guess Mark, you could share your screen again, just pulling up one of the games.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, let's see. All right.
Excuse me, Evan. I'm playing as Connor. I'm playing against Phil Mazzo. Do I just challenge him when I'm going to play?
Correct. So yeah, just make sure you're paired as white. And challenge him.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep. And then Mark, what's probably a good idea actually is to open just like the 3 tabs, or four tabs actually with all the games, and you can hop around between them.
So
So yeah, they're playing very quickly here. This is another King's Indian.
Give me a second. So let's okay.
Thank you, Doug, for being here. It's my pleasure.
And then who is the other one who's playing? Okay, I think no one yet is playing.
Wow. Yes, you are committed. That's like 1:30 a.m. your time.
Yeah, so
That is
Doug, are you
commitment.
drinking scotch right now to keep you up? Like, what is your secret for late night Scottish chess? You have a hanger there? Wait, what are you eating over there?
Oatcakes. It's all in the oatcakes.
It's all in the cupcakes. Got it.
Okay. It's oatcakes and wine. That's the best.
Oatcakes and wine. Sounds great.
Keeps my blood super sharp. Keeps me awake when I need to be. Y'all have a good rest of the session, and thank you everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, so okay, so let's just start. So this one came from King's Indian. Okay. I think I think white is pretty fine here. Especially black doesn't have any light square bishop. But of course, this is splits. This is different one. Different. So let's doing this. All right. Both sides are still doing good, but white has a better chance because white has more space. And then okay, let's see the other game. All right, let's see the other game. What happened? Okay.
So we got a typical Kali Zuckertorp
So
here.
all right,
Oh, sorry,
still
I was
normal.
accidentally muted myself. Okay, so hold on 1 minute. I do not often, so I don't know who to challenge. Ted Hines, what is your lead chess name?
I'm Connor H12321. I just messaged you because I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, no, I know that's why I was asking what your name was. So Connor, you're gonna go ahead and yeah, you're playing against Phil Mazzo. So only one of you needs to create the challenge. So actually, why don't let's actually do this. Let's go into a breakout room real quick, and I'll just show you how to create the challenge.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, so just yeah, I'll assign both of you
So
that analysis room.
yes, yes. All right. So okay. Okay. So these two games are very good.
Hi guys.
Sorry about that. I never use Luchess, so.
Yeah, no worries at all. So go ahead and share your screen at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'll show you, yeah, real quick what to do. So you're gonna go up top, scroll up. Hi Phil. So you're just gonna go play and create a game. And then X out of that actually. And then hold on, I gotta actually move my participant. Okay, now play with a friend. And you're gonna do, yep, standard time control, change it to real time. And you are, what did we say? You are white, black. You're black. Yep, so you change it 5 and then put black. And then Phil, you should have a challenge on the top right hand. See where it's like a little sword on top? You're gonna click your sword and you should see a game there.
Oh, I don't have him added, but I'll put his name in.
Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot that
All
step.
right, there we go.
Yeah, so you should now. Okay, beautiful.
All
You're
right,
in.
good luck.
So let's see the other games if they are already played.
Yep. So Phil just started. I just got them. Sorry, I was on mute. I just got them started.
Yeah, and then the other one is okay. So
Okay, beautiful. All the games are started. All 4.
yes, all 4
Okay,
are
beautiful.
started. All right. So this first is fine. Okay, here white is winning. White is up a piece, but still playing this one. Still an opening. Okay. Yeah, like moving the bishop here is not so good because it's just bad square for the bishop. It's just blocking this bishop's diagonal. Yeah, bishop's diagonal. So alright. So the other game is look at this one. A very nice one. Look at this and the knight d5. Very nice one. So let's see here. Okay, so maybe we're going to focus in this game because the time is like wow. Hmm.
So yeah, I guess that knight is trapped.
Yes, the knight is trapped, but okay, but found the good one, the good move. Knight takes f3.
This queen, no, queen h4. The queen gets trapped. Oh my goodness. Bishop
Yeah,
f6.
yeah.
um, I guess you should probably have taken with the other rook. No, rook c2.
No. I think like rook f is good because you need to.
Yeah, that's true. It's still
Yeah,
he
like you
keeps the
need to
possibility of knight
control.
c7.
Yeah, yeah, like you need to control your rook on the file, on the c
Should
file.
we maybe quickly check out some of the other games?
Yes. So
And go
this
back to
one,
them.
okay, white is winning here. It's fine. So this one, okay, white is. Yeah, white is better here, or like I would say
And of
that's
course, you have to
winning.
be on the lookout for like bishop takes g6
Yeah.
ideas.
Be on the
Yeah.
lookout, Phil. You get them.
Yes, this one is good. All right. And then the other one is okay. This still what? E5? Oh, okay. Very nice. I like the idea to open up the position. So let's go back again here. Okay. Now white now is controlling the game. And then also like the main problem in the King's Indian as black is always this bishop on g7. So okay, let me just stay here for a while, like 36 and 30 seconds. Let's see. Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Wow, very nice, very good, very nice. Okay, this one is mhm, white is winning. White will be upper rook. Oh, and then now the game is over. Very nice attack for Pilmazo.
Nice,
This one,
Phil.
yeah, a very nice attack. So,
Well,
this one, okay, let's still hard. Black also has some counterplay with this battery here with the bishop and the queen. But of course, black has a lot of weaknesses on the king side. So I think white is better here. So
Evan, what
this
do you think
one,
of? I'm sorry.
yeah. No, it's okay. You can just
I just wanted to ask Evan what he thought a Marsh Warrior Legend looked like. That's all.
oh, this one. Yeah.
A legend
But
from the Marsh.
oh,
Okay.
yeah. Like I think it's really fine, but of course, white
Am I
has
going to play
more.
game two now?
Um. No.
Wait.
You need to wait the result of the
Okay, I'll wait.
remaining games. I think
Yeah, because it's knockout.
it's a knockout system, so you need to wait the result
Okay, I'll wait.
of the other games. Okay. So, all right. So this one is very good. Okay, good. So only one game left. This one, so whites will continue attacking, but yeah, like it's a time scramble. Like both of them are just like white is up. Yeah, like white is up by like 13 seconds. So let's see what is the outcome of this one. Mhm. Very strong players. Okay, so now the games are yeah, like the games are finished. All of the games are finished. So we're just going to wait for the Yes. So I think all the games are finished. So we will go on the 4 players remaining. It is 4 players remaining. Oops, sorry. It is Mark Ginsburg, Chukarni, and then who won? Oh, Pilmazo, I think won.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and then let me check. I think this one won. Oh no, not this one. Who won? Chukarni, once versus 8. Okay, 2 versus 7. Um. Oh yes, okay. So 4 players. So Evan, are you going to start now
Yes. So we
the top
have
4?
yeah. Now we have top 4 players.
Mm-hmm.
So who could you actually do me a favor, Mark, and read to me the players that won in the
Yes.
finals?
So yeah, Mark Ginsburg won.
Okay, so we got M. Ginsburg.
Oh, okay. Do you want to share the screen?
Oh yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, good old team effort. Okay.
All right.
M. Ginsburg.
And Jakarni won.
J. Carmi. Okay.
Wow, semifinals. Okay.
And Dejaro and Yoni.
Yes, and let me double check. Let me double check if he won. Dejaro Slakowicz won against
Jaroslowicz.
Yoni. Oh yeah.
Raz Loix. Okay,
It's a tough
beautiful.
one. I'm sorry.
No worries. And Daniel, what school are you an alumni from?
Columbia.
Oh,
beautiful.
All right. Okay. And then
And Phil Mazzo and Connor.
yes, Pilmazo won.
Phil Mazzo won. Okay,
Yes.
great. Although I just realized we should consider
So this
colors,
will be the
right? So, yeah. So Ginsburg was black.
He was
Okay,
white
so Ginsburg
earlier.
he was white earlier. Okay, so he should probably get his due color, right? And Dejaro was white, so should ideally be black. And Fomazzo should ideally be black as well. But I guess Dejaro was a higher seat, so he should get his due color and be black. Okay. Okay, so we're going to. Why isn't that typing? It's not showing. It's strange. Okay, that works. Okay, beautiful. So yeah,
All
Jay
right.
Carmi. So this is the semifinal. There's 4 players left standing. Jay Carmi, M. Ginsburg, Phil Mazzo, D. Jarrell. Sorry, how do I pronounce it again? One more time.
Yeah.
Jaroslowicz.
Jaroslowicz.
Jaro is fine.
Is
We can
that a
switch,
Polish
yeah.
name?
It is Polish, yes.
Here. Okay, Jaroslowicz. Okay, now I get it.
Okay, beautiful.
I have a quick question. So, what happens? Who progresses in case of a draw?
What?
Yeah. So I guess tournament director Mark.
I
We haven't
think
got that far.
I think in case of a draw, we could do some Armageddon, like
Yeah. So it'll be basically half the time, and you'll play another game.
yeah, like 5-5-4, and then like something like this, and then the 4 minutes should be
Yeah. So it'll be an Armageddon, which basically means that Yeah, so the Armageddon basically means that yeah, you basically vote on time, right? So it'll be
Yeah,
up to 10 minutes for the game, just like the 5 minute game. But whoever votes for less time will actually be black and get draws. I
yes,
got that
and
right,
then
Mark? Right, Mark?
yeah,
Okay,
and
exactly.
then like the last time just needs a draw to win this. Yeah, to of course to win the game.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, great. So
So
yeah. So anyway, Jay Carmi is white against Mark Ginsburg is black. Phil Mazzo is white against Day. Yeah,
yeah,
Day Jarrow.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, just Gerald. Make it easy for you.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and
All
yeah,
right.
just like last time. Yeah, pair up against each other. And Mark, you could
Yes.
yeah, just like last time,
Okay.
pull up the games.
So
Let me
I'm just
stop
going,
my share, and
and
you
then
can do
I'm
that.
going to share. All right.
Oh, Brian actually just raised a
Oh
good
well.
point. I
Oh,
don't know how you would do time odds on lead chess. It's
what?
a good
What?
question. Could you set that up, Mark, on lead chess? I don't think so.
Um. Yeah, like you could set up by 4 minutes first, and then you will just add like every 15 seconds because you could
Ah,
just
that'll work.
Do
yeah.
you want us to leave the Zoom for analysis, or it doesn't matter?
No, you're fine.
All right.
I mean, your preference. Yeah, we're trying as much
Yeah,
as
like
possible to give analysis without like actual real moves.
yeah.
So.
All right, so let's see. Okay, this game started. Okay, so let's see this game. This one should be good. Oops, sorry. I think yeah. Okay, so I just
Okay,
registered.
so yeah, we should have two games in progress, and here we
Yes.
go. So we got another close. We're seeing lots of close Sicilians tonight, or is this a Bishop B5 Sicilian actually? Mark, was this a Bishop B5 Sicilian?
I think no.
No.
It is something like yeah, like a Maroxy bind Sicilian, but unfortunately white didn't play d4.
Oh, okay, that's what
Oh,
happened.
knight d4. Okay, I like that move.
Yeah, I was wondering how that bishop got off the board.
Yeah. Yeah, like usually in this position there is a move like a6 queen c7 and then knight g4. This is also possible here, especially in blitz. So anyway,
Yeah. So by the
let's
way, guys, especially now that we're in the finals, certainly you know, most people are obviously not playing the tournament anymore. So yeah, definitely, if anyone has questions, please, you know, feel free to ask.
yes.
Could you,
Rough. Oh, wait a second. Why are
Mark? We
they
got a question here. Can you give us rough numerical evaluations of the positions in each game after we get out of the opening?
Oh, like evaluation. All right. So I get okay, so we get like okay, let's just go here. So this one is pretty tough to
It's about equal,
evaluate.
right?
Yeah, like maybe black is kind of maybe a little bit better
Two
because of
bishops.
the pair of bishops, but it is not so easy because of course of this Maroxy bind, like especially the c4 pawn is pretty tough. All right. So how about the other one? Okay, black is trying to
Definitely,
attack,
look.
but it's not like really.
Mark, I have a fun question for you. How do they come
Yeah.
up with the names for the moves, like the Sicilian and stuff?
Um. Yeah. Like I. I don't. I don't really know. There's like the story about the Sicilian,
I
but
know. I mean, a lot obviously are named after players. The
yeah,
Sicilian, I don't know. Is it
Sicilian
popular
is
in
like
Sicily? I don't know.
yeah, like in
If any of the
Sicily.
players have any ideas, I'm open.
Yeah, but there are like some openings that has some story like in Karokan, like Karokan defense. So it is between two players like Karo and Kan, something like this, and then they yeah, then
That one I
they
knew.
yes.
So this looks
So
obviously pretty good for white. Um,
yeah yes, white is kind of edge here
Already got
because
some
of
initiative.
course yeah, like of
Maybe
course
Bishop G5 here.
yeah, like white has some some initiative here. Okay, let's just go back here. Yeah, here this game is very good. Like this this game is pretty good because of there is no really edge from both sides. Oh, okay, like the rooks, like as you can see, the two rooks is doing some good battery here on the D file. So it's pretty good.
Oh, quick question. Mark, do
Yes.
you have like a special tool that you use on Zoom right now that you can mark up everything so quickly?
Well, that's actually lead chess.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
just
here.
right click, and you can
Yeah,
do all
yeah,
the
just
circles and
right
arrows and
click, you'll
all
do
that good stuff.
circle and then you could just like yeah, click something like this. So yeah. So white is trying to yeah, like get something.
Counterplay.
So oh, I like this one. So now here okay, black is trying to get some counterplay. Okay, white found a good move. Very nice. Rook takes d6. Like this bishop cannot capture this one because, of course, of this checkmate. Mhm. Fuck. Oh, wow. This one is pretty good. Yeah, very nice. Okay, let's see the other game. Okay, it is pretty kind of end game, but I think black is pretty fine here. White has a lot of weaknesses. This the white king is a kind of exposed. What? Oh, wait a second. Mm, Okay.
Jason DeLuca, what are your thoughts on the games?
All right. So
I
yeah,
think it's pretty
this.
awesome to see these moves at this level. I'm rooting for all these players to find their way, but it definitely is. It's exciting to watch. What do you think of the play so far, Evan?
I think it's exciting. You know, there's lots of great games. You know, all skill levels. Everyone's very competitive. I think it's awesome. You know, I think yeah, like there
Yeah.
hasn't been any wipeouts. You know, there's been a lot of very. Fortunately, yeah,
Yeah.
White is obviously starting to win this game.
Yes.
So Adam has a question. I'll let Mark answer it because he's the one who's
Yeah.
better than me. He says, "How do you and Mark get better when you're already at the top of your game? More practice or reading books?"
Like example it is example at my level, like I am playing most of the time I am playing title players. Um yeah, like just keep practicing and then you need to be like updated what is going on in the chess, like in the chess world, like new games. So yeah, like the study never stops. Like example in my case, like I usually check check the games like almost daily, like what's going on, like yeah, like what is tournaments going on. Ooh, all right, okay.
Yes, this fortune is not looking so good for Ginsburg, actually.
Yeah, but still, yeah, like maybe white has some chance here. Okay. So after this, Evan, it is a final already, right? It is finals already.
Yeah. So this is well. After this, there's the championship round. Wow, two people.
Oh, okay. This is very yeah, this is very exciting. Like when I'm checking.
By the way, you know, I kind of I realized one of the participants, Marty, who actually thanks again, Marty Katz, good branding specialist, for for setting this up. Actually, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here.
Cool.
And I would definitely, Marty, go ahead actually and find the actually I'll find it in a second, the podcast link with you on it. But yeah, Mark is a several time player on the Filipino Olympiad team.
Oh.
I first met him soon after he actually moved to the U.S. In about 2006. Mark, did I remember that correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, around 2006, and yeah.
Mark, I think you do a great job of being a commentator. It's like NFL.
Oh, thank you.
It's like NFL, but for chess, you know?
Oh, so, all right, this
You know,
game is
there are no shoulder pads in chess, but it's pretty much the same thing.
yeah. Oh, this game is very tough. Like, yeah, like while I am reviewing or like commenting the games, I was just quite surprised.
I forgot there's no increment.
Yes, there is no increment. It is 5+0.
Makes it more exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd encourage everyone to check out
I just
that
forgot
link.
there's no increment. I would have played much faster.
Yeah.
I thought every game had an increment.
Yeah, no, actually, none of the arena tournament or the finals had
Oh,
increment.
there's no way I'd lose this if there was. Ugh.
Yeah, that is.
All right.
It is 5+0. So yeah, Timothy has a question. Like Mark and Evan, I'm around.
So I'm done, right? I can leave.
Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, you're obviously welcome to stick around or not, but yeah, there'll be two in the finals.
Yes. So all right, so it is Jacarni against Phil Mazo. Right. So Evan, I think there's some question here.
Yeah, Evan, I had a question for you and Mark.
Yeah.
Getting to expert level.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and Mark, you could answer that for now. I'm gonna go ahead and update my
All
spreadsheet.
right, so I'm around 1800. Yes, okay. Without knowing anything about my style of play, that would you identify the single most important thing? Okay, in that kind of level, like what I could recommend is first is the important thing is to review the games. Yeah, like I think it is important for everyone to review your games in like what position do you usually lose, like example, do you if do you usually lose in end games, or if do you usually lose when you are trying to defend your position. So it is first very important to know that. And then if you know already, like if you keep losing when you are like example when you are defending your position, and then that is the thing that you need to improve on.
Yeah, and the other thing I would say that around the 1800 level that I see quite a bit, and that by the way is like exactly in between sort of our adult, intermediate, and advanced classes. And yeah, everyone here tonight, by the way, if you do send me an email at evan@premierchess.com, I'd love to actually set up a complimentary trial group class at one of our group classes. We also, yeah, like I said in the beginning, do a lot of corporate sessions as well, so we could certainly be in touch about that as well. But yeah, one common thing that I do see is basically just consistency, right? One thing I talk a lot about is even between Paragua and other grandmasters, right? They will win a game because on the whole they made better moves than their opponent, right? So it's really just like consistency, going over a lot of your games, I very, very, very quickly did that thought process lesson, in the beginning of this, workshop. But again, normally I would do that, a lot deeper and really just playing games, reviewing your own games, and making sure that every single move was like actually the best.
Yes,
And
that's
figuring
right.
out like there was like an exact reason. Right. So like for instance, like one thing that is like almost a pet peeve of mine going over games with students is when I say, "Hey, why'd you make this move?" And they're like, "I don't know," or "Oh, I made this move because I was attacking my opponent's queen." Well, like, where did you think his queen was going to go? Oh, I don't
Yes.
exactly know. It's like, yeah, like just because you're attacking the queen doesn't exactly make it a good move, right? That just means it's
Yes.
attacking the queen.
Yep.
So anyway, I want to keep moving along. Definitely, exciting here. As you can see, it's the final championship match. It all came down into this, and we're actually making good timing. We said we'd finish around like 9:15 or
Hmm.
so.
Yes.
So yeah, Phil Mazzo is white against Jay Carmi. So obviously, we'll be paying all of our attention to this game.
Okay.
And by the
So
way, especially since it's the final, Phil Mazzo, what university are you affiliated with?
Cornell.
Cornell, wonderful. And Carmi, and JJ Carmi, what's your actual name?
Julian
Oh,
Arney.
Julian Arney, wonderful. And what school?
Harvard.
Harvard.
oh,
All right, so we got Cornell
okay.
and Harvard in the finals.
Oh, Cornell and Harvard. All right. Wow. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I've
Okay.
never been to the Cornell campus. I've been on, the Harvard campus many times, having lived in
Oh.
Boston for 7 years. So,
Oh, I see.
all
All
right.
right.
So yeah, I'll stop sharing. Actually, I'll just share my screen. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll keep it going. And then, yeah, you could just we'll commentate together.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think they're playing yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just started.
Oh, you just started. Okay. So you're going to share screen, right, Evan?
I already am actually.
Right.
Oh, you know what? That's right. I need to do. I still have it set to there. Sorry about that.
There you
Yes.
go.
Okay.
Now we can see it.
All right.
So we had a
So
queen
it's
takes d4
yeah,
Sicilian, right? A
it is
little bit
it is
unorthodox.
what do we call this one? A check over like system. It's white. The queen takes d4. Like this is very trendy. Like nowadays, playing with like elite grandmasters we're playing. So all right. So it
You're
is.
saying a lot of elite grandmasters have been playing the queen takes d4 against the Sicilian?
Yeah. Like even Magnus is playing this. Like queen takes d4. Like in
I didn't
this
know that
C5
actually.
d6. Yeah. It is very trendy right now.
This is why it's good to have a grandmaster here.
Yeah. So there are like a lot of lines that it was like revived by the grandmasters now. I don't know. Like there are like lines that who like which didn't play for a long time, but now they are continue playing it.
So knight g4. I guess queen h4 is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes, knight g4. Okay, so I don't like this queen g3, but okay, like it's
and yeah, if anyone has any questions, ideas, feel free to chime
yes.
in the
If you
chat.
had like some questions or like if you had some, you could just yes. For Ted, I think playing queen h4 is much better. No, no, no. I think, like, in my opinion, playing Queen H4 is much better. So okay, so now White did a rook lift, so trying to get something on the king side. So I think that was like the plan for White.
Is d4 a weakness for white? I guess a little bit,
Not
right, Mark?
yeah, like it is the just kind of weakness, especially if you could like take advantage of the C file. But in this position, okay, like it is pretty fine because you could like always, you could always trade, like this what White played knight f3, just try to trade the knight. But the White is playing very good, like as I guess like playing very good here. Wow. Okay, I'm just quite surprised. These players, they're very strong. Like they're playing very good. Like even though like earlier, even they had like a low rating, but they're very good.
One thing I just started being a little bit curious about is a little bit of a side note. Are there any grandmasters who went to Ivy League schools? I know there's several international masters.
Um,
Mark Esserman went to Harvard. Eli Vovsha went to Columbia. Victor Shen went to Columbia. Um,
yeah. I think Patrick Wolf went to Harvard.
I did not know that, Tim. That's a fun
Yes.
fact. Capablanca dropped. I know my
Really?
friend FIDE
Wow.
master Asa Hoffman did. That's a really fun fact that I did
Yeah.
not know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Princeton. Andrew Chang is from Princeton. Like,
Oh, that's true. So there's at least one.
yes. And then I think Robert has, I don't
Oh, that's right. Hess went to
Princeton or
Yale.
Yale. Yale,
Yale.
yeah, it's
Yale.
Yale.
Yeah, I
It's
knew
Yale.
that.
Yeah.
I knew that
Yeah.
actually.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And his sister, who's not a title player, also went to Yale.
Oh yeah.
Alexander Hess.
Wow. Who is Phil Mazzo? Like, are they Evan? Are they tournament player? This two players we're playing here. Wow. They're playing very good. Okay, so I would say that in this possession, White is pretty good. Like, I'm not saying winning, but White is doing very good here.
So yeah, Queen takes h7 check, right?
Oh
Intermezzo.
yes, very, very good trade here.
And that takes e6. Black's moving
Mhm.
very quickly.
All right, so White is up a pawn, but it is kind of tough, of course, because White has double pawn, but it is not so easy. But the thing is, Black is behind on time a lot. Black is behind of time a lot, so right. Wow. Oh yeah, Evan
So
Alex is here.
I wanted
Yeah.
to actually announce we have actually a very impromptu special guest actually, and another grandmaster, Alex Lenderman here, who is
Yeah.
actually currently ranked like
Yes.
second or third in the country. Yeah, Alex, this is actually the final round here. What do you think about what's going on here? You're
I think
muted.
Alex, you're muted.
Yeah. What this tournament actually?
This is the All Ivy Invitational Tournament. We have actually one player here. White is from Cornell and Black is from Harvard.
Oh, okay. So it's a
Alumni.
college tournament.
Well, alumni.
No.
Yeah, yeah. I guess Black is winning now. E3
Yeah.
to E1, and now it's too late, nothing more to come.
Yeah.
But okay, earlier it was interesting, of course. But
Yeah.
Rook C4, I guess Rook G6. Oh wait,
Wow.
no, King.
Wow. Okay, but it's still. No, it's still. There's still.
King
I guess
D5,
there's still. Yeah, like some threats.
King C5. Yeah, King C5, Rook G5, King C4.
Oh.
Oh, Rook F1. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh wow.
wow, that was an exciting finish. Wow. Wow, that is intense.
I mean, probably White could have flagged with Rook A5 check and again Rook check.
Yeah, like keep checking. Like even
Wow.
like
Wow.
Rook
Well,
D5 or
congratulations to Julian Arney on officially being the Ivy League champion of the first All Ivy Invitational. And what is he winning, Jason? What is he winning?
Oh my God, what is he not winning? No, we're gonna get.
He wins everything.
So yeah, he's gonna get a trophy and a custom chess pieces,
wow.
chess set, custom chess clock, gift card to our, get a bunch of merch. So he's gonna get loaded up with lots of great stuff, and so will the top 4 players. Top 8 players will get something. So thank everyone for participating today. It's been a lot of fun. Really exciting to get everyone together for this, and looking forward to having more of them in the future.
Very good.
Wow. Well, thank you everyone, for being here and being part of this. I have actually already spoke to Jason DeLuca and everyone else from the Columbia Club about making this hopefully a reoccurring thing, with a lot of, great prizes and networking and, look, in this virtual world that we're, for the most part still living in, it's great to, get people together virtually. Really do want to thank Marty Katz again for, making the introduction to, make this a possibility. And of course, I really want to thank, Brian Wilmeth, our Director of Virtual Programs, and Grandmaster Mark Baragua, who of course is, one of our more advanced instructors, and Alex Lenderman, who actually, comes in sometimes to, teach some of our advanced classes as well. And I would definitely love to, be in touch, with everyone afterwards. If you go ahead and look at premierchess.com, you can, find more about us. Also our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/premierchess. Brian, if you could go ahead quickly and put those links in there, that would be great. Wow, thank you so much, everyone, for being part of it. I guess Jason, they could be in touch with you, the top 8 about prizes.
Will do, yes. Just send me that list that you created for the tournament, and I'll also make sure everyone gets the prizes.
Yeah,
And
I'll
thank you
send you
again.
that. I'll send you our document. In
Thank you very
a couple
much.
Minutes after this.
Yeah, thank you, Evan, for putting this on. It's really great to have you helping out. Grandmaster Mark as well. Enjoyed your commentating throughout, and really appreciate everything you guys brought, and Brian as well. So thank you for all your hard work, as well as my partner in crime, Matthew Waldman. Thank you again for all your hard work to bring this together and make sure everyone was registered and taken care of. So we look forward to sending out the custom trophies. We can't wait for you guys to take pictures wearing and using all the custom gear and things we're sending your way. So look out for that soon, and look forward to the next.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Look forward to being in touch with everyone. Afterwards and throughout. If I could be of value in any way, certainly let me know. And Jason, thank you again. I think Matthew. Oh, Matthew is still here. His camera was off, but Jason is from the Columbia Club of New Jersey, and Matthew is from the Columbia Club of New York. Jennifer, I guess Shaw couldn't make it, I guess, but she is the director of the Columbia Club New York. She was also obviously instrumental in getting this off the ground. And it really was, yeah, a long time coming. I know we did originally have it slated for earlier in the month. We pushed it to today, and really really glad everyone is here. So thank you, and congrats to the winners, and thank you all for participating.
Yes.
Thanks for organizing.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. It was.
Thanks so much, guys.
It was
Thank you
very
very
fun.
much.
Very
Thank
fun.
you.
Have a good night.
Have a great night. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good night. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Hey, thank you, everyone. I'm gonna end the room now. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. That was the All Ivy Invitational tournament. Definitely was a very great time there. I'm gonna figure out who I'm going to raid now. Wow, Grandmaster Benjamin Feingold. I just noticed there's 5,000 people watching him. He actually like pretty big time became a streamer. I'm gonna go ahead and raid Chess Dojo Live. They're actually great for an analysis. They do a lot of great lessons. Definitely encourage you to stick around and see what they have to offer. That's Kostya Kavutski, International Master. Also often has some other great people there as well. But that's him now.
Right, so e4. My issue is that white was just gonna go knight d2. And I didn't know what to do here. No, it's all good, Octopus, it's all good. I actually I try not to read the chat while I'm playing like a serious game.